Hi, my name is Mike Christensen, and these are some of my cues. The cues that I brought with me today are an old Adams, an old Joss West, Joss from Joss East, sort of a mystery cue, my Bob Hunter, Tim Prince, Samsara, hand bat, billiard cue, a newer Adams, and Hustler style that I made. The first stick I'm going to show you is an old Adams that I got in the early 70s. Well, actually probably right around 70. It was my first, what I felt was a custom cue. Kind of fell in love with the way it looked. Sprung, I think, is $60 on this thing, which was a lot of money back then. I used this cue the day I broke the 50 barrier playing straight pool, which back then, on the conditions they had, that was a pretty respectable run. The next stick is a Joss West made by Bill Stroud. This cue I actually did pretty good with for a long time, although it kind of got treated rather roughly down through the years. I brought it everywhere I went. It got into a scuffle one time, and the butt cap suffered a little bit. It was stolen from me another time, and I managed to get it back after that. It's from around 72, and it's a part of me. I can't get rid of it. My next stick, which I got in the early 90s, somewhere right around 1990, is a very special limited edition signed by Mike Siegel when he was actually the world champion, and he was repping for Joss East. This is my Joss. I used this to play in the APA in Vegas, actually. Went totally undefeated out there, so the stick didn't exactly let me down. Yeah, the next one I'm going to show you, I was originally told it's an old Tad, but I'm not quite sure as to what it might be. It's an extremely well-made stick from the late 60s, early 70s, and the reason that I'm showing it to you at all is because there's a cautionary tale attached to it. If in fact you ever come across an old stick and you're not quite sure what it is, leave it in its original condition, because you will find out that in its original condition, at least that you got it in, it may be worth more than having it redone without knowing. When I first got this stick, it had a Cortland wrap, which they don't make Cortland Irish Linden anymore. They haven't for quite a few years. Had a ratty old brown bumper on it. Well, taking that off and taking the Cortland wrap off makes it a lot more difficult to identify and reduces its value possibly by 20 to 30%. So that's one of the reasons why I brought this stick up. Now, the next stick I'm going to show you is made by a person who's been a friend of mine for a good 40 years, an excellent cue maker and a very, very good pool player. His name is Bobby Hunter. He's an ex-world straight pool champion, and this stick was made right around the mid-90s, and Bob personally ran 225 balls with this stick. And the next stick in line is a Tim Prince out of Chicago. I originally got this stick because everything that I'd seen by him looked like it was very good work, and it was a very, very good deal. Got it brand new for a real nice price. And I thought maybe that the price would go up in value someday, and I wanted to try out another new maker, so I picked it up. The next one I kind of bought for the same reason. It's a Samsara. I've known of Samsara's existence for a long time, and they make some pretty nice high dollar cues. This went for a price I couldn't resist, and I had never seen one this plain, so I kind of thought it was sort of unique. I've been playing three cushion billiards for a few years now, and most of the people that I play with, they have a billiard specific cue. I had never used one, so I decided I'd buy one at a reasonable price just to try it out. This is called a hand bat that was endorsed by Raymond Kuhlmans, and I picked it up because it was a reasonable price and I wanted to try out a billiard cue. One of the things about a billiard cue that's different than most is the fact that it has wood threads that screw directly into the butt end of the cue. This makes the cue very stiff and makes it deal with the large balls a whole lot better. The billiard cue has a very straight, short, what they call European taper. It has one consistent straight line from tip to the joint. And the next stick is an Adams that I bought a few years ago. I bought it very specifically to play leagues in bars with. I didn't see any sense in bringing an expensive cue stick into a bar, but I also didn't see any sense in using the bar cues that they had. Now, I think I paid $75 for this, so if somebody was to have walked off with it, it wouldn't have bothered me tremendously, but it does play well. While playing in the bars, people are always asking me, because I am a cue maker, why I never play with one of my own. So I made myself this Hustler style cue to also play in the bars with, because it plays a little better than most, and once again, it's not going to be real expensive, so if something happens to it, I'm not exactly going to cry about it. And these are the sticks I wanted to show you folks and share with you a little bit of information on. My name is Mike Christensen, otherwise known in the pool world as Curly. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.